Welcome all you Relay Center coordinators, Collection Center coordinators out there in TV land. We are so excited to have you here for the 2016 training for National Collection Week. My name is Tracy, take my shoebox please, Troutman, and this is...
I am Relay Rob Johnson, and I'm excited to be with you today. You know, you and I are part of God's great plan for bringing His joy and love to children all over the world. Did you know that last year, over 11 million children heard about Jesus, received a shoebox, all in over 100 different countries? Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
And you and I, we get to be part of that plan right here in our West Coast region of gathering those shoe boxes and getting those boxes to the children around the world.
You know, it's awesome because in the Relay Centers and the Collection Centers, each and every person, all of you and your short-term volunteers, you really are the face of OCC to the public. And because of that, it's so important that we're recruiting and training those volunteers so they know how to communicate with the public about what OCC is all about. We actually have 6 core principles that we're going to talk a lot about for the rest of the time, and I want to go through them real quickly. First of all, first principle is to be prayerful. First and foremost, everything's covered in prayer. Secondly, transformational. Now, transformational versus transactional.
What's that like, Tracy?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked me that, Rob. So let's do transactional. Okay. Hi, I'm here to drop off my shoebox.
Oh, give it to me. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Very powerful, and I will never come back again. Now, transformational. Hi, here's my shoebox.
Well, thank you so much. By the way, what's your name?
Oh, my name's Tracy.
Isn't it exciting? My name's Rob. Isn't it exciting to pack a box?
It is amazing.
Wouldn't you tell me your story?
Oh, I would love to tell you my story. You get the idea, you get the idea. Transformational.
Transformation.
Active. Active. We want there to be a buzz in the Relay Center. When someone comes in, we want them to hang out, right?
That's right.
Snacks.
And then I would say promotional, too.
Yes.
Promotional. There are so many things God's doing through this project of Operation Christmas Child. Children are also being disciples all around the world because of a simple shoebox. Promotional.
Well, and you know what else they could promote is more year-round volunteers.
Which means more shoeboxes.
Exactly.
And then we want to be efficient. We want to do our job well with excellence, keeping good records, keeping track of things, honoring God's gift of that shoebox to each child.
Absolutely. Did we say accurate?
Oh, we forgot accurate.
I don't want to forget that.
Got to keep good numbers.
Yes, we want to
count.
One
shoebox equals one kid.
Yes.
Don't want to miss that shoebox.
Nope, one shoebox.
Got to count every box.
Every box is a gift from the Lord. Every box is an offering. And as you are working during National Collection Week, every time you come in and someone gives you a box, treat that like it is a sacred offering. You have an opportunity to reach out to the community. And you know, we hear stories every year, am I right?
The stories.
I
love the stories.
You know, how people will come to know the Lord because they dropped off a shoebox and a volunteer took the time to pray with them.
In your church, that can happen.
I know, right? It's amazing all the things that are happening. It's not just on the other side of the shoebox, it's on this side of the shoebox, and you get to be an amazing part of that.
Say, Tracy, it looks like I think we're just about ready to go live to one of our drop-off locations in our region. But let's see what National Collection Week looks like. There's been a lot of recruiting and a lot of training happening with the short-term volunteers. So let's head out to our reporter in the field, Mr. Nate. Are you out there? Nate? Oh, there you are, Nate. Take her away.
All right, thank you, Tracy and Rob. We're here at the West Coast Regional Church with Janice, who, as I understand it, you are the Relay Center Coordinator, correct?
Yes, I am.
Well, Janice, I'm glad to hear that. As the Relay Center Coordinator, you have many people, and I see a few of them here, that serve alongside you in this fantastic location. I can't wait to get in. Can you introduce us to your leadership team, please?
Yes, I'd love to. So as the Relay Center Coordinator, I am responsible to be the site leader here. But in my absence, Sandy will be the site leader. But Sandy also serves as the prayer leader and in the hospitality ministry. And Karen She's our spreadsheet supervisor, and she takes care of the drop-off logs and all the data entry into the spreadsheets. Terry here is responsible for recruiting our short-term volunteers and training them also.
Fantastic. Sounds like a lot of responsibility. How did you learn about all these different levels of involvement, these different roles?
Well, I learned those from my special playbook, and that is my 2016 Relay Center Coordinator Handbook, and I got that on the extranet.
Extranet. Sounds creative and beneficial. Okay, now when did you start recruiting this fantastic team? I can't imagine this just happened overnight.
No, I start in about July and August and start recruiting new people then. But also I have some people that love to serve in this ministry with us, and so they will serve year after year. And so some are returning from last year.
Fantastic. Now, Terry, it's good to meet you. I understand that you also recruit many short-term volunteers to serve at this Relay Center. Where do you find these volunteers?
Well, you know, we need a lot of heavy lifters. So we have a Boy Scout group that comes in, a club, and they come in every day after school and help us load cartons into cars. And then my husband's involved in men's ministry, so they've volunteered to come in and be the drivers. And so they take them all to the collection center each day. And then we had a church, it was really sweet last year, that came into our Relay Center, and they were so excited. And they said, can we do this with you this next year? So they're coming in on a real busy day to serve. We've got pastors who are coming from local churches. They're coming in to pray with people and talk to them in case there's people that maybe want to hear about Jesus. And so they're serving that way. We also use our area team, and they come in and serve throughout the week. So we have a lot of people that want to help.
That's a lot of responsibility. Sounds like a lot of moving pieces. As a trainer, how do you equip them well? How do you train them well?
Well, the first thing we do is Samaritan's Purse has this great training video, network training video, that we send the link to each of our volunteers when we give them their reminder about serving at the Relay Center. And they can watch that video ahead of time. It's just a short video, but it gives them an introduction to what's going on here at the Relay Center. Then once they come on site, we have them fill out the short-term drop-off log with their hours that they're going to be serving, and then they get some more additional training. We have kind of a front door, back door situation that we train for here.
And can you explain that a little bit? The front door, back door. It sounds like it's a clear division of labor with all these various roles.
Yeah, it really is. The front door people are our greeters. They're the ones that fill out the drop-off log, so we train them differently than we do the people at the back door, which are our cartonizer. They're the people that actually take the shoe boxes, put them into cartons, and we teach them how to do that and where to write on the carton and all those kinds of important things.
Well, fantastic. Janice, Terry, Karen, Sandy, it's great to meet you. I can't wait to get in here and see how this all unfolds. I'm hearing from, hold on one second, I'm hearing from Rob and Tracy that it is time to head back to, it's time to head back to the main studio.
Before National Collection Week, you need to have a good pregame, and that is ordering your Relay Center supplies. You're going to get a great big box of all of the supplies you need to have an efficient and well-run drop-off location. So you can order them on the extranet, and that's the place to start right there.
Now, Rob, are there going to be any past participating drop-off logs?
Not this year.
Not this year.
All done.
All right. Good to know.
And also, another thing to keep in mind is those shoebox coming in, each one of them are so valuable that we want to make sure that those shoe boxes, at the end of a day of collecting boxes, that you lock them into a safe place. So find a closet, find a room that you can lock up everything to make sure that it's A-okay.
So now what we're seeing is one of our amazing Relay Center volunteers, Sandy, and she's setting up the hospitality area. Looks like some fresh baked cookies over there.
I like that, Sandy.
Yeah,
Thank you, Sandy.
Right? And you know what? Going back to some of our core principles,
Uh-huh.
I would call that an active and promotional even.
Yes, I
you
think
know?
so.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a warm cookie.
Exactly. Even a cold cookie. But I digress. Now we're seeing our welcome table. Now this is important because this is really the first, impression that so many of our donors are going to get. So I think we're seeing Janice here, I believe, and setting up, some decorations. That's lovely.
Very nice.
And the paperwork, the drop-off logs.
Oh, gotta have those.
Exactly, which we ask everyone to fill out a drop-off log. And then, let's see, we've got, some brochures. That's
Great
good. Somebody
brochures.
else might want to pack another shoebox. You
That's
never
right.
know. You
Also,
never
the
know.
other projects of Samaritan's Purse, the Greatest Journey, and the discipleship program. Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff on that welcome table.
Yeah, good job there, Janice.
I love stickers for the little kids too.
Oh, there were stickers. I do see those stickers
Coloring
out there too.
pages.
Yeah. I packed a shoebox maybe sticker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Now, something I always like to see is a trail of breadcrumbs from the sidewalk to the drop-off location.
Not literal breadcrumbs.
Well,
Rob.
no.
Okay.
No, of course. The breadcrumbs would be signs, would be balloons, would be clear arrows pointing. Maybe somebody out there greeting and saying hello to anybody who's trying to find your drop-off location. It has to be a clear set of instructions to get them to the front door.
And I would call that promotional, efficient, accurate, and transformational even when it comes to our core values.
Very much so. And also, one part of our every drop-off location is being very prayerful. We take the time to commit the whole project to God, and including the donors if they'd like to pray over a box, and also our short-term volunteers to pray and realize that God wants to do things on this side of the box as well as bless a child on the other side of the
And
world.
look at our volunteers. They're living that out right now as they're getting ready to open this first day of National Collection Week gathering to pray.
It's going to be a great week, don't you think, Tracy?
Amen.
I think
Amen.
so.
So now we're ready to actually receive our first shoebox.
I'm ready.
Yeah, and as we're looking at a few scenarios of people, of donors coming in with those precious gifts, again, we want to be watching for their 6 core principles. Prayerful,
Transformational,
active,
promotional,
efficient.
and very, very accurate.
Yes, absolutely. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, this first church donor, I think this is from a church.
Well, they're
with
coming in.
Yeah, with a large number of shoe boxes.
Wow.
And oh, look at this! Look at how we have a volunteer out there greeting in our wonderful shoebox
there
costume.
you go, girl.
You know, I mean, again, promotional, definitely, and transformational, I would say as well. And now I see Karen is greeting our donor and helping them fill out the drop-off log.
Fantastic. I'm Karen. What's your name?
I'm Linda.
So nice to meet you. Thanks for packing these gospel opportunities.
Sure.
Take that time. Get to know that church donor.
Exactly. Well, you know, I think if I'm not mistaken, Karen, the first thing she did was introduce herself.
That's
So that the
always
first
right
thing
to
is,
do.
hi, my name is Karen. You know, nothing can be more transformational than just knowing someone's name.
Warm handshake and somebody's name.
Yeah. And then it looks like now this church donor has a lot of shoe boxes that they're bringing in. And so it looks to me that the team is directing her shoe boxes to go to a particularly colored table.
It can get a little crazy at
Am
a
I
drop-off
right?
location.
We have a red and a purple and a green labeled table, and I believe they're going to purple.
Uh-huh.
And so if other churches were to come in at the same time, you could say, hey, other church, you put yours on the red table.
And that's how we keep everything accurate and efficient.
Yes,
is-
because we have to count those boxes.
Got to count those boxes towards that church.
I mean, the person who's bringing in the shoe boxes may say, I have 201 shoe boxes.
But it's always worth counting them again. They might have 203.
I was thinking the same thing. That is bound to happen.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now this is great. Now I see that the team is praying, again, prayerful,
Over
that
those boxes.
Sandy has welcomed this church donor to pray over the shoe boxes.
Oh.
I love that.
What a great
Blessing.
send-off.
Yeah. Well, but it's not over yet
No?
because she's invited her to have a little
baked
snack
by some of
because we have this
Ooh.
hospitality
There's those
area.
warm cookies again.
Right.
What is this?
And
The
we
Greatest
have a
Journey.
volunteer from one of
I'm
our
glad
area
you
teams,
asked.
from our local area team, who's there to greet her.
12-week discipleship class that the children can go through after they've received their shoebox. The shoebox is just the beginning of the whole thing, and they can learn learn more about Jesus. And then, since you're asking that, I think that you would be a great person to become a volunteer with us year-round.
Really?
Most of us here are year-round volunteers, and it takes a minimal amount of time throughout the month to be a volunteer, and you get to work with others that are doing the same kind of thing and the enthusiasm of Operation Christmas Show.
Can I take this with me?
Absolutely.
Does it have everything I need to know about it?
It does, and you can fill out the form in there, and we'll get in contact with you to tell you how you can be better involved.
Great.
And talks a
Thank
little
you
bit
very
about
much.
TGJ. I see that they're doing that, and then giving her information about being a year-round volunteer.
You know, that's a great way to get your area team involved, your church relations people,
Yes.
your community. Have them man that table and welcome, be one of the greeting team.
Yeah. I would say for the first donor, this was a huge success.
2 thumbs up.
Oh, 4 thumbs up. All right, what do we have next here? What do you think? What do you see?
My wife told me to drop these off. I'm
No
in a
worries.
really big rush.
Yeah.
He's a drop and dash kind of guy.
Yeah.
What should we do with him, Tracy?
No idea.
Let's listen
no
for a moment.
I'm supposed to be surfing in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's good today.
So, is there anything I'm supposed
right
to do?
back to the red table, and
Okay.
then come out here and fill out a drop-off log, and we'll have you on the way.
You know what? I'd really prefer not to fill anything out if that's okay.
no worries.
Okay,
God
come.
bless
Come
you.
this way. Let me help
He's
you.
in a rush. And if you watch this form here
Okay.
on Karen, now she is asking him to fill out the drop-off log,
Yes, and he is
graciously refusing. And so Karen is
taking the
no
boxes.
problem. No
Uh-huh.
problem.
Good
And-
call, Karen. Good
Yeah,
call.
Exactly. Well done. Well done. Someone else coming up the drive.
Ah, there it is.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
Christian school down the street. Here they come.
Yeah. Is that a?
I love those
don't see
donors.
boxes though on this one. This is a different kind of drop off.
They're bringing in big loose
certainly.
bags. What's that? A filler item?
Yes,
Oh,
we
they're
actually-
bringing filler items.
Oh, I
They've
bet
got more items than they have boxes.
left over from a packing party. I
What a
bet,
great idea.
You know, and you know what? Those it's worth noting
Yeah.
that those items are meant to go to the processing center.
That's
To
right.
be used down there, not to be used by the by the relay center to pack more boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So just something to note.
So just a reminder
Mm-hmm.
that the filler items go with the cartons down to the West Coast Processing Center, and that's where boxes will be, the filler items will be used.
Okay, we received a lot of filler items that we are putting in a carton and going to send off to the PC to be used. And our donors didn't want a receipt to be sent to them, so we're just going to check off anonymous, and we need to make sure we put our location code, and we will put all of our filler items in the box, the carton, and then we will tape this to the outside of the carton, and this will be loaded on the truck also.
You know, Tracy, it is so exciting to be part of drop-off at a drop-off location, but there are times when it is deathly quiet, deathly still, like nothing's going on.
Been there.
Been there, done that. What do you do? What do you do with those downtimes? Tracy, do you have any ideas for us here today?
Well, I love what our team is doing out here right now.
Let's take a look.
And we've got entering the drop-off logs on the spreadsheet,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is what we want to send down to the regional office
I
after
like that.
National Collection Week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, again, we're going back to the missional, to our core principles. First one, prayerful. And I see Sandy walking around the church praying.
Taking the time.
Yeah.
Not only pray for the boxes, but pray for the church.
Yes, yes,
Uh-huh,
read
the
my
church is
mind,
so gracious.
read my mind.
Mhm.
And then writing thank you notes.
That's a
downtime.
perfect thing to
Yeah,
do.
right?
Uh-huh.
And then back to the, kind of things that we can do to serve the church. Looks like Terry there is folding some church bulletins.
I
to
suppose
help
if
out
there's
with it.
time, we could do something for the church that's donated their space.
Yeah,
What
that
a
is
great
great.
idea.
Good job, team. All right, it looks like she is examining that box. Oh, she is looking for a label, I think. We don't see a label on there. Is she, oh, she didn't open the box. She kept the integrity of the box. Great job. It looks like this volunteer is seeing that there's a difference in the weight of these boxes. Oh, no. Looks like she is going to start rearranging things in boxes. We never want to do that. We want to maintain the integrity of the box. However that individual packed the box is exactly how we want the child to receive it. So now we've got a Relay Center volunteer looking, oh goodness, opening a box and taking checks out. We do not open the boxes. So this would be an example of something you don't want to do in your Relay Center. Okay, there's a check on top of this box. And what are we going to do with that check on top of the box? Oh, it looks like they are inserting that check into the box, which is exactly what you can do. Any check that you find can go inside any of the shoe boxes. Great job, team.
Hello, Karen. You look a little frustrated. Are you having trouble getting at least 15 shoe boxes into a carton? Have no fear. I'm here to give you all the tips and tools you need to get at least 15 shoe boxes in each carton. Let's get started. It looks like you have all your supplies. First, let's pack shoe boxes of the same size. You can fit 15 go boxes vertically on the bottom. Fantastic! Now let's put some more boxes on the top. This is a great place to pack some of those odd size boxes. Do you know what to do next? That's close. But before we close up the carton, we need to know how many boxes are inside. Wait, Karen! Remember, as a relay center, you only write the number of shoe boxes. We do not write the carton number. Oh, that's right, Karen! Now you can close the carton with one piece of tape. That's all you need to secure the carton. 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top. Now here's a swell trick. When packing plastic boxes, you can fit 3 rows of 4 boxes by alternating the direction of the lids. Just nifty. Remember, use all that extra space without bulging the box. Say, one more tip. Sometimes you can get distracted when packing a carton. Before you start packing a carton, pull 20 boxes and set them beside the carton. If you get interrupted, when you return to the carton, you can easily remember how many boxes you packed. 1, 2, 3. That's right! 17 boxes in the carton. Good job, Karen. You did a great job. Remember these tips and your cartons won't be too heavy or overpacked. Each shoebox is a precious gift from start to finish. Goodbye, Karen. Have a great National Collection Week.
Wow, Terry, can you believe it's the end of National Collection Week?
So great.
We did it! So now it's time to go over our paperwork that we need to get ready to take with our boxes to the collection center.
Great.
Okay, so first we want to look over our drop-off logs. Those are the logs that everybody filled out when they brought their boxes. And so one of the things we have to do is make sure that we have our location code written on each one of these drop-off logs.
What's the location code again?
Okay, so the location code is where we identify our relay center, and so we start with an R, and then our zip code for here.
That's
so
right.
that you'll notice that we've got them on the drop-off logs, and we just want to go through each one and make sure that's complete, along with the date that has been filled out.
Super.
Okay, and when people came in, we were asking them if they were dropping off their boxes as an individual or with a church or a group.
Right.
So just so that you know what that looks like, here's one here where this individual came in and he brought a few boxes, and so we made sure that he checked off as an individual and put his contact information. You can see he put my personal mailing address and then he put his contact information.
Great.
But it's different for a church. We want to make sure that after we've written how many boxes that they've brought in, that they check the church group box and then tell us the name of the church and write down the contact information here for the church. So we'd also check that box and they would fill out that appropriate information. And then there's a place here at the bottom where that project leader can put their personal contact information.
Oh, perfect. So then we have that information when it's time to follow up with them for affirmations or contact them throughout the year.
Exactly. That's why it's so important.
Perfect.
And then after we've gone through it and just checked to make sure that our drop-off logs are all okay, then what we want to do is check on our short-term volunteer forms. And you remember I had you fill one of these out to put down your information and how many hours that you worked each day.
Right.
Okay, and then we added up the total at the end. And even for somebody like me who's a year-round volunteer, I too have to fill out one of these too. So everybody that just spends a little bit of time here volunteering with us at the Relay Center, we want to make sure that they complete one of these forms.
Great.
Okay, so now that we've gone over the short-term volunteer forms, we need to fill out our summary sheet.
Okay.
Again, we're going to put our location code this year and who the Relay Center coordinator is, and
That's you.
that would be me, so I would fill that out. And you notice that we are going to put the daily shoebox total, so they've already got the day and the dates here. So what we do is, that's why we have our dates on our drop-off logs, and we're going to go through and make sure that our totals that we have for those dates, that's what we write down in the box. So I'm going to go through 11-14, add those all up, put my total here.
Super.
So we go through each and every day, and then that grand total should be the same grand total that we have on our drop-off logs, same grand total that we have in our boxes, in our cartons, I'm sorry. Okay.
And then I see there's a place for the number of volunteers. So if I count these up and put that in there and then add up all the hours.
The total
we put
hours,
The hours
yes.
for our whole location.
Correct.
Great.
Then the other thing that they need to know is the amount of the OCC cartons that we used,
Okay.
that we filled, okay? And then in some cases, Relay Center doesn't have enough of those cartons, so they've used other boxes. So we need to add that on there also.
Okay.
And then in our case, we didn't use all of our OCC cartons, so we're returning 5. So then we're going to write down 5 there, and in that way they can just keep account of all that was delivered and then received back.
Super. And we made lots of drop-offs to the collection center this week.
Yes.
We did, I think we went on Monday and Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, and then again on Sunday and Monday. So I found this really cool thing on the extranet that showed how to transport and what size trucks, how many cartons each size held. That was really helpful for our drivers.
Wasn't it? Yes, this is a great tool that OCC has provided for us.
Great.
Okay, now we should probably talk about our electronic drop-off log spreadsheets.
Yeah, Karen gave me this. She said it was all typed in here. She worked on it all week, taking what was on the drop-off logs and typing it into the electronic. But my question is, what do I do with this now?
Okay, so now you need to email your spreadsheet to the drop-off log or the electronic drop-off log point person.
Oh, okay.
They'll combine all the spreadsheets for their collection center into one spreadsheet that they will send with their paperwork.
Okay, and you'll give me that email address.
Yes, I will.
Super. So is that all of our paperwork? We've gone through everything. What do we do now with all of this?
Okay, so we have an envelope. Do you remember that envelope
yes.
that we got with the paperwork? We're going to put everything together in that envelope, and then we are going to give this to the collection center coordinator when we take our last load
Okay.
to the
And I
collection
did
center.
make copies of all these things.
Yes, exactly. Thank you
So,
for doing that.
Should I just give you the copies to
Yes.
keep? Great.
That completes all our paperwork, but we just have one last thing to
So
do.
I have one more thing that I printed off the extranet, and
Yes.
it's this great form that we can post on the door to let people know that if they come after we close the door, where to take their shoe boxes.
Exactly.
So it says there's a place here that we can put the number of shoe boxes that we collected. So I'm going to write in here that we collected 1,092
Perfect.
here at our drop-off location, and I'll just post this on the door.
Yes.
And then we're all done.
Exactly.
This was a great year.
Wasn't it a great year? Oh, so wonderful. All these shoe boxes and all the children that will be blessed.
Yeah. Amen.
Wow. What a great training day for National Collection Week. I'd say we got a winning game ahead of us, a winning week. National Collection Week 2016.
Championship week even.
A banner year.
Yes.
A record number of boxes are going to come in.
Praise the
You're
Lord.
going to be surprised at your drop-off locations. So thank you so much for joining us today. By the way, don't forget your playbook. Everything we've talked about here today is in your coordinator handbook. And there's a few new updates. It changes every year, making the system better. So, and there's lots of examples on how to complete paperwork. And all that can be downloaded off of the internet. Tracy, what else do you got for us?
Well, if you have any questions during National Collection Week.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
there's always a question.
Yes. So you relay centers, reach out to your collection center coordinators or your area coordinators, or if it's a regional point person, you'll know who that person is to reach out to. And one more thing we're going to ask you to do right now. If you could, as I'm speaking, go down to the bottom in the comment section.
Yep.
And if you could just say, Tracy watched this video from First Baptist Church of Vallejo.
Or Relay Rob, watch this video.
There you go. Exactly. And speaking of that, signing off for 2016 National Collection Week training, I again am Tracy. Take my shoebox, please.
And I am Relay Rob. Looking forward to a great season.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye now.
Terry, what a fantastic season. Although I do fully recognize that all this could not have occurred without a lot of prayer, pre-planning, and hard work. What are some of the things that you've done as a collection center coordinator to make all of this possible?
Well, you know, Nate, a lot of this starts way before National Collection Week. A couple weeks beforehand, I make sure I connect with all my Relay Center coordinators in our area so that they're comfortable with me and they have my contact information. And then I need to order my kit online, so I ordered that on the extranet. I also get, as a collection center coordinator, I get a collection center supply kit with all of my trailer seals and that kind of thing. That I don't have to order, that comes automatically to me, but that's in a separate shipment. And then I also get a separate shipment of all of the cartons and tape. And those are for the entire area team. So each Relay Center coordinator comes and gets those cartons from me before National Collection Week. And then the last piece is I make sure that I connect with our transportation provider about 2 weeks before National Collection Week starts.
It's a lot of responsibility and a lot of effort gone into making that happen. Thank you. Okay, Terry, I just heard the term transportation provider. Speaking of transportation, what do you as a collection center coordinator have to do to get all these precious shoe boxes to the processing center, which gets them on their journey?
Well, I've made contact ahead of time with our transportation company and let them know to drop off the trailer. But this year, we decided that we could save the ministry some money because the ministry is charged by the amount of time that a trailer sits in the parking lot. And a lot of times it just sits empty for the first day. So what we did is we started packing up all our cartons and just pushing them to the side of the church. And then our trailer actually arrived on Tuesday, and we were able to have a team come in and load all those cartons in Tuesday. So that's one way that we save some money for the ministry. There was something new this year that was that we don't have to ship our trailers in sets. That used to be a way that the ministry was able to save some money, as if we'd send them in sets. We don't have to do that anymore. So as a trailer is completely full, we send it off singly. Sometimes there's two of them that we'll send together, but we don't have to do that.
You're referring to the 28-foot pup trailers that would traditionally come in pairs. I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fantastic
So
development. In addition to these great points, what else do you do?
Well, you know, this year when we ordered our last trailer, we thought that we might not have a full trailer. So we ordered a divider, and when we put all of our cartons in there, we were able to put the divider in, put our lock on there, and then again that saves the ministry some money because then the trucking company can pick up additional loads from other people, and then we only pay for a partial trailer.
Oh, fantastic. So this is the big floor-to-ceiling divider that goes in the back of the trailer, sealed up properly.
Yeah, and speaking of sealing, it's real important. We always put a padlock on our trailers when we're not here because we would hate for somebody to get into those trailers and take any of those precious shoe boxes out.
Amen to that.
So
Fantastic.
we have a padlock.
Terry, is there any special paperwork that you need to complete in order to wrap up and fulfill these shipments?
Yeah, there is. You know what's great is on the extranet, there's a whole section about the shipping instructions. And so I use that as reference. It gives me all the information I need to know about shipping, gives me information about the bill of ladings that we complete. The cool thing about the bill of lading is if we complete those online on the extranet throughout the week, we don't have to report our trucks on the extranet. And that saves us some time, and it also makes it a lot easier for the ministry. Also in our kit, we have the trailer label, and we use this.
Seen those,
This
yes.
on the back of each truck before we close the doors. When it gets to the processing center, they know exactly how many cartons are on the trailer. So those
Gotcha.
are important pieces of shipping.
Fantastic. The importance of accurate data can never be underestimated. Well done. Now, Terry, as I understand it correctly, at the end of National Collection Week, you not only are responsible for your own data, but you receive data from all Relay Center coordinators, Relay Center sites that are associated with your collection center. Is that correct?
It is. Yeah, when they drop off their last load, they bring their closure packet. It's a manila envelope, and inside there are all their drop-off logs, their short-term volunteer logs, and also the summary sheet. And I take those summary sheets and I use those to complete the collection center summary. And so it's real important for me to take all of those Relay Center numbers and make sure they match the number that shows that we collected at our collection center.
Gotcha.
One of the nice things is there's a new tally sheet that's on the extranet. It's a spreadsheet. And so as cartons come in from the Relay Centers and we put them onto the truck and we number them, we can put those totals for each carton onto that spreadsheet. It adds them all up across and at the bottom, and at the end we have that total number of shoeboxes and cartons that are on our trucks.
Fantastic. When does the closure packet due again?
The closure packet is from each Relay Center is due to us at their drop-off, but the closure packet from the collection center, where I've put them all together, is due to the regional office on December 1st. And I just mail that.
Fantastic.
I have this great label already pre-done, and I just put all those together. I don't pull any of the material out of the Relay Center kits or Relay Center closure packets. I just put all those closure packets into that envelope. and
Easy
send them off.
peasy,
Very
free mail, ready to go. And that's one of our happiest days of the year when we get all those in at the regional office. Fantastic. Team, you know, you too can have a great season. Remember, all this information, it's covered in your playbook, the 2016 Collection Center Coordinator Handbook. If you have questions, though, during National Collection Week or even in the days preceding it, please do not hesitate to reach out to your area coordinator, your network coordinator, or during National Collection Week itself, our regional network hotline. The numbers are going to be posted right on your screen right now. Fantastic resource when things get hot, crazy, and really intensely fun during National Collection Week. God bless you. Happy shoebox packing, happy cartonizing, happy bill of lading. Have a fantastic collection season.